for scoring. Yeah. Like Jokic is third in scoring this season, so he's known for scoring. Mm-hmm. When they came out and said, "Oh man, Portland got the Kobe stopper, Ruben Patterson." Do you think Kobe would have came into that game and was like, "This is the game. I'm gonna play. I'm gonna shoot 14 shots, and I'm gonna try to get a triple double."
No, definitely not. Kobe was, especially if he saw a personal challenge, he was relentless.
Not just Kobe, Michael Jordan. Do you think the Jordan do you think Jordan was going to shoot 14 shots against the Jordan stopper? Do you think?
No, Michael Jordan.
Did you think Shaq? If you told somebody that Shaq had the Kimbe coming and he's going to stop Shaq, you think Shaq was like, "Nah, it's a 14 shot game."
Nah, Shaq barbecued the Kimbe.
Right. There's no players that's saying. They're telling us that this guy's the number one Jokic stopper. Zubac is the best Jokic defender in the last 5 years. There's no one better. And Jokic was this is a 14 shot game.
It's going to be up to him.
Yeah, this is
going to be up to him to change the narrative.
This is but listen, the mentality to take 14 shots against the Jokic stopper.
Yeah.
The Jokic stopper. You know what? If this is a 14 shot game, let me get a triple double. No, forget that. Go get your 40.
I agree.
And once you do that, guess what that's going to do to the confidence of the Jokic stopper?
It'll shatter because
even if you lost that game, even if you lost
Yeah.
that game, even if you went and got 40 on Zubac and lost, he got to think about that the next game. And this dude embarrassed me last night.
Mm-hmm.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah. And
you got to go give him.
You
got to go give Zubac 40. You cannot let Zubac leave this series as the Jokic stopper. You cannot.
Exactly.
Caller from Hemet, what's up?
What's up, Mel? You already know who it is.
What's going on, brother? What's up, man? What's your thoughts?
What's up, man? The answer is Kareem in 1987.
Okay.
How long
was this the same year? So Michael Cooper got Defensive Player of the Year. Magic got MVP
and Finals MVP.
And Worthy got Finals MVP.
87 it was Magic who got both MVP and Finals MVP.
Okay.
But next year was Worthy. But so basically the example of one guy getting carried to a ring more than anyone else.
Oh, carried. That's interesting. 87.
87, man.
Hey, man. Well, I mean, when we say carry, go ahead. That's neither here nor there. Go ahead.
No, I mean, but this is example of, this is, I think maybe it's the only time where we can ever say, okay, who was like a consensus top 10 player that we say maybe did the majority of his winning as far as rings go after his prime? Like, absolutely Kareem, right? But just as far as your topic today, I think the Clippers will win that series, probably 6 games, because they are a much deeper team, especially defensively. I think Kawhi's leading from the front. They were okay today. They just got like much more balanced scoring. I think Jokic has been very indecisive. You're right. I think that there are times where you really just need to be a lot more selfish with the ball.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care who's defending you, because like when you have people who are just wildly inconsistent, especially offensively, say like MPJ and Curry or Murray have been like all year when they're playing, that is like, you just need to be the man, lead from the front, like fuck everyone else, especially otherwise you're going to get blown out because Clippers are too deep. They can, they have more than just one guy.
And T Perfect, this is the type of stuff you're supposed to know before the game is tipped off. You're supposed to look at your opponent and say, "Oh, I need to do this more today." You get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like if triple doubles means a person that can get a triple double, that means that this person can rebound at a good to great level. He can score at a good to great level, and he can pass the ball at a good to great level. Right?
Yeah.
There's never a game. I'm just being honest. There's never a game that I can come in the game and say I need to do all three of those things. Like I need to do all three of those things. Like it's good that you can do all three of those games, but pick two.
Yeah.
Right. Pick two and do those at the. No. Let me finish this, because Kobe assisted really well for the Lakers when he played with Shaq. Shaq didn't have to worry about distributing the ball. He worried about putting the man in the rim when he got the ball in the post, and he worried about rebounding at a very high level and trying to protect the rim and shot block, right? That's three things he worried about. One's on defense, but on offense, let me score and let me really just score really, and but rebound on both ends, right? So we seen Shaq do games of 30 and 20, 20 and 20. Like, we need a 30 and 20 from Jokic, and then say somebody else worry about distributing the ball. It don't have to be me tonight. They need me to score tonight. They need me to rebound. They got out rebounded again by the Clippers tonight. So you're getting out rebound, you're getting out rebounded, you're getting outscored, and you're getting out assisted. And these are things you specialize in. How, Sway?
Yeah, no, exactly. Especially because the Clippers match up well with like the shooters, and like you need to, like, you're right. The ball, it's always a better sign like when the team has, more assists than just one guy. Because I mean, if you get like a natural triple or whatever, if it comes, but they need to have a way crisper ball movement. Like, they need to run way better sets because they're getting next to no bench production. I mean, that's not surprising too because their bench sucks. But if you're not getting, you can't manufacture open shots. You need to play through Jokic, but like he needs to be much more aggressive as far as the offense goes. And like, you need someone else to like really start facilitating and breaking down that defense because Jokic isn't going to do that really like to the degree they need. But I still think it's going to be Clippers in 6. But I think that. Also, I hope the Lakers lose in 5 because, I can't stand that team.
I want the Lakers out of here. I want the Lakers out of here. I want the Warriors out of here, man. As soon as we can get those guys out of the playoffs, we can start seeing real basketball.
My guy Steph Curry, though. Steph Curry's a top 10 player, man.
You think so?
I think so.
So that means so if he's top 10, that means you must have 3 point guards in the top 10. Because it's 2 point guards better than him, and that's Isaiah and Magic.
You think Isaiah Thomas is better than Curry?
Yes, I do.
Interesting.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. I think as a basketball player, he's a better and more complete player. Steph Curry is right behind him at number 3 for point guards, though. But Magic got Isaiah. So Isaiah he got cheated out of his 3rd ring, but he almost three-peated. And his second best scorer was Joe Dumars, right?
Well, didn't he play with like Adrian Dantley too for a little while, or
coming off the bench, right? And then he played with Michael Wade, Vinny Johnson, coming off the bench, and then Mark Aguirre. So we can say Vinny Johnson. Not Vinny Johnson, but Mark Aguirre and was it Dantley and Mark Aguirre?
Not at the same time. I think they got traded for each other.
Yeah, they got traded for each other, right? So he played with both of those coming off the bench. Both of those are great scores. So if you want to say Aguirre and Dantley were the second best scorer he had, and Dumars was the 3rd, you can. But Dumars played more minutes than them, right? So his second best scorer was Aguirre or Dantley. Then he played with Rodman, not a great scorer. Lambert, not a great scorer. Rick Mahorn, not a great scorer. John Sally. Maybe. Very young.
15 guys.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Very young, though, athletic for his size, right? He had a team that was built on defense, right? And he was it was his job to be the number 1 scorer. He was in a role that Ja Morant is in now. Imagine if Ja Morant won 2 straight rings and then went to a 3rd finals and got cheated out of it where they could have won. Imagine if Ja Morant beat Steph Curry and LeBron, which is what Isaiah did when he beat Magic, Kareem, and Bird. You get what I'm saying? And imagine if what Isaiah did, Ja Morant did with that team that he got that's just defenders and some okay scores that's undersized for their shooting guard body. You get what I'm saying? So Isaiah really did a lot of stuff, but when you look at the numbers, Steph averaged 30. Steph got 2 MVPs. He got 4 rings now. But
if 2 Finals MVPs, he has.
Yeah, but KD came and joined him to help him get that 2 of those rings. If Isaiah would have got those 2 rings and then went and got the best score in the league at the time? Who was the best scorer in the league when Isaiah was playing?
Michael Jordan.
Jordan. So if Jordan would have came to Detroit, I'm pretty sure Isaiah would have got him 2 more rings as well.
I mean, most likely, especially if like they teamed up when everyone you said was washed. Like Kareem was washed, Magic was whatever. He's still MVP Magic, but like who else was washed? Larry Bird was washed at the time when they went to the finals in '89, right?
Sure.
So I mean, the Sixers were gone. Nobody was really. I mean, I don't want to say it was overrated their finals appearances, but you know, when Mike matured, obviously they got destroyed. But they were a good team, really good team.
Facts. So yeah. I was seeing some of your comments come in when I was talking about Jokic, but I couldn't read all of them. But it don't look like you. It don't look like you agree. It don't look like you agree with it.
Well, no. I mean, I really don't have any new takes on the Jokic thing. I mean, I think that a lot of what you said about him tonight was right. He needs to be way more aggressive. I mean, I think his triple doubles are in a lot of cases they're more natural than some other players we've seen. But in a lot of cases, like when it's playoff basketball, when it's like way more physical, you know that they're gonna introduce a lot more stuff at you. They're not gonna be afraid to come out. You need to be more in charge. And like 14 shots is not gonna, that's not gonna cut it when you're.
It's not. You got to take more than 14 shots when you need the points.
Yeah, you got to make Zubac work.
Yes.
You got to stretch the floor. You got to go at him. You got to try to get him in foul trouble because he's a DPOY cannon. He's going to defend you. He has been really well. So you can't give him time to. And then that'll start opening things up. If you start abusing, Zubac, that'll open things up for other guys. But like the Clippers, like Kawhi's going to shut down whoever he's guarding. He has been.
Yeah.
But I mean, Jokic needs to really prove something to me this series.
So let me ask you this. Let me ask you this, though, T Perfect. For all the guys that was the top guy in the league, whether it was Shaq, Kobe, Hakeem, Jordan, these top guys, Bird, these top guys, right, that are known for scoring. Yeah. Like Jokic is third in scoring this season, so he's known for scoring. Mm-hmm. When they came out and said, "Oh man, Portland got the Kobe stopper, Ruben Patterson." Do you think Kobe would have came into that game and was like, "This is the game I'm gonna play. I'm gonna shoot 14 shots, and I'm gonna try to get a triple double"?
No, definitely not. Kobe was, especially if he saw a personal challenge, he was relentless.
Not just Kobe, Michael Jordan. Do you think the Jordan do you think Jordan was gonna shoot 14 shots against the Jordan stopper? Do you think
Michael Jordan?
Did you think Shaq? If you told somebody that Shaq had the Kimbe coming and he's going to stop Shaq, you think Shaq was like, "Nah, it's a 14 shot game"?
Nah, Shaq barbecued the Kimbe.
Right. There's no players that's saying they're telling us that this guy's the number one Jokic stopper. Zubac is the best Jokic defender in the last 5 years. There's no one better. And Jokic was this is a 14 shot game.
It's going to be up to him.
Yeah, this is
going to be up to him to change the narrative.
This is but listen, the mentality to take 14 shots against the Jokic stopper.
Yeah.
The Jokic stopper. You know what? If this is a 14 shot game, let me get a triple double. No, forget that. Go get your 40.
I agree.
And once you do that, guess what that's going to do to the confidence of the Jokic stopper?
It'll shatter because
even if you lost that
he's
game,
so efficient.
Even if you lost that game, even if you went and got 40 on Zubac and lost, he got to think about that the next game. And this dude embarrassed me last night.
Mm-hmm.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah. And
you got to go give him.
You
got to go give Zubac 40. You cannot let Zubac leave this series as the Jokic stopper. You cannot.
Exactly.
You cannot. That is insane. I
watched
to me.
Both those games.
The triple double is that important to Denver and Jokic that he go take 14 shots. And look, this is the thing. I said this before I let you go. You said that his triple doubles are natural. It looks natural, but it's not.
Sometimes.
It looks natural, but it's not. Anytime your center is running the point when your point guard is on the floor, that's not natural. It's not natural for my wife to go out and cut the grass when I'm in the house. If I go out of town for 3 months and my son, I expect someone like my son, or maybe not, I don't expect my wife to do it, but let's say I didn't have a son, right? Or my son was off to college. It's just my wife at home. If I'm out of town for 6 weeks, Okay, it's okay for you to go out and to cut the grass. I would rather you go pay somebody, but if you want to go cut it and save money, fine. But when I'm here, that's my job. How is it that a point guard is on the floor? Imagine Rondo saying, you know what? I can pass and I can run the offense, but I'm gonna let my center do it. That's not natural. That's stat pattern. I mean, that's stat pattern before the tip off. Like you're already stat pattern when you make a decision that my 7-footer is gonna run some point. That's already stat pattern. Because I can't think of any reason why you would want to do that.
Yeah, I mean it's not. I mean, like I said, the reason they won in 23 was because they had better core pieces and their defense was far better than it is this year. Their defense is trash. They've had some injuries, but you're right.
We can't blame it on the defense because they got pretty much the same squad minus Bruce Brown and Caldwell Pope. What happened when they won it is you can get up and play at a high level and sustain it for a whole season in a playoff run, but to do it multiple times is a different mentality and preparation and will than just doing it once. That's why you have great players categorized. You got Dirk, he got one ring. As great as he was, he could only take himself mentally there once. You got Barkley, he didn't win it, but he got there once. You got Karl Malone, he didn't win it, but he got there twice. You got Garnett, he won it once. You got Iverson, he didn't win it, but he got there once. Reggie Miller never won it, but he got there once. Allen Houston never won it, but he got there once. Ewing got there once, right? It's a different method.
Ran into bigger
Shaq got there once in Orlando. But when he got over there and enjoying himself with a player like Kobe, who had a different mindset, they got there multiple times and they won it multiple times, a three-peat. Michael Jordan got that mindset multiple times, 2 three-peats, right?
Yeah. Shaq would have had 5 rings if Kobe didn't single-handedly lose the 04 finals, but
maybe. But listen, my point is this. Jokic, LeBron, Steph Curry, KD, they're all of the Wade. They all have the mindset and the will and Giannis to get there once, but they're not on a Bird, Magic, Tim Duncan, Kobe level, Michael Jordan. That's a different mindset. That's a different will to win. To be able,
LeBron?
No, LeBron is not up. No, LeBron. The only reason why LeBron got there so many times is because he had to design his team with overkill with super teams. Steph got there.
He was on a super team in 2018.
Steph got when 2018. What year? What team was that?
When he was like carrying the corpse of like. He had like D Wade, Tristan Thompson. He had like, didn't he have Derrick Rose's corpse on that team too?
Oh, they traded him at the trade deadline, right?
Yeah, he had like a bunch of. I mean, I'm not gonna call them bums because they deserve respect, but like that team was fodder.
Yeah, but he got exposed,
obviously.
But he did that one time, right?
I mean, 1 out of 10, sure.
Yeah, no. I'm saying for a team that didn't a team that he had that wasn't overkill to because you have so many deficiencies and you have so many holes, you cover those up with overkill. You get what I'm saying? Like put it this way. Let's say if I'm a very really good I don't know, seamstress or something like that, or a good tailor, and I'm trying to tailor a suit, or I'm trying to make a suit from scratch, right? And you give me just enough fabric to make that suit, and I can't make no mistakes. A really good tailor probably could pull it off, but somebody that's not really that good, you got to give me enough fabric to cover the whole room because I'm gonna make a lot of mistakes. That's what LeBron's playoff runs have been, a team with all the fabric to make all the mistakes. Because if he's not bringing it tonight, Wade can bring it, and if Wade's not bringing it, you got another number one option in Bosh that can do it. And if Bosh didn't do it, you got a number one option off the bench like Ray Allen that can do it. Like that's overkill. Michael Jordan didn't have another number one option that could do it if he was off that night. Maybe Pippen. maybe Pippen. But Pippen only proved himself to be a number one option 1 year. He tried.
That's true, but he was still like a
1 year.
What
the next
20-point per game, dude.
1 year. He like I said, he could mentally get himself there for one run. And that's what I'm explaining to you. The next year, guess what happened? They was about to miss the playoffs if Jordan didn't come back and make a deep run or make a run late in the season to make the playoffs. They was about to miss the playoffs the second season. People don't talk about that second season that Pippen didn't have Jordan. They only talk about him winning 50-plus games the first year. He can mentally get himself up 1 year for that. He couldn't do it the second year.
Mm-hmm.
He couldn't.
Well, yeah, I mean, and like people forget, like they actually added a couple pieces when Mike left too. It wasn't like they lost their entire team. Like they added people, like they had Kukoc, but like Mike's also the only player who's had who's won 4 rings with another player, Pippen, who also finished top 10 in MVP and DPY voting alongside of him. So, I mean, it wasn't like, yeah, he was consistent. He didn't have a lot of help other than Pippen, but I mean, it's hard for, I don't want to knock any players because every player who's won multiple rings and we consider them great has had their share of help, whether it's LeBron, obviously, Kobe.
You're supposed to have help, but the adequate amount of help is different than having overkill.
Subjective.
No, it's not. It's not. It's not.
Has the most help in NBA history.
It's not. It's not subjective. It's not.
Isn't it?
No, but because you follow the trend and you follow what's normal, and what was normal for a superstar to have a co-star that was competent, but it wasn't normal for you to have 3 co-stars. You get a co-star and you get role players. 3 co-stars is excessive.
Okay, so what if your co-star is putting up better numbers than you? Does that make you the sidekick?
Give me an example of when that happened.
Shaq, every single year during Kobe's first 3 rings.
What about it?
He was putting up more score, rebounds. He was more efficient, way better analytically. He was Finals MVP every single year. He won MVP in 2000. I mean, Kobe put up better numbers than him, like maybe two series that they played ever.
Okay. And what's your
sidekick for 3 runs?
And what's your conclusion from that?
My conclusion is that, like I said, when you're evaluating help and whatnot, it's like how you got to look at everything. How are the numbers? Obviously, did Kobe have like a bunch of overpowered people? Honestly, no. But if you have one guy that's transcending every single other person that has been played with or had rings with, right? Shaq was better than anyone else that we want to talk about that LeBron played with, for sure. Mike, sure, everyone. But Kobe also was a phenomenal player, especially during his last.
Shaq was the number 1, correct?
Of course.
So what is the discussion?
I'm saying you think I'm saying that Kobe, guys like Kobe and everything, they had. I'm saying everyone had their share of help, and like nobody's an exception.
Right, but
help,
I've not never ever said nobody didn't have their help. What I said is adequate help. I can compare guys who've had adequate help. So if you're our number 1 and you had a number 2 as a co-star, and then you had role players, that's normal.
Well, the thing is also LeBron has never ever won a ring where he wasn't the absolute best player of the team.
Yeah, but in
2011 he lost,
but that's 2 different conversations we're having. The conversation I'm having is that, and this is how this conversation started. I said there are superstars who are mentally and emotionally built to make one run and get that 1 ring. They're not going to get that often. And I said LeBron was one of those guys, and you said, but he got to 10. I said, yeah, but he had to stack his teams with overkill to get there. He couldn't get to multiple championships with a team designed like Jordan's with just 1 co-star and role players. He needed 3 co-stars to make those type of runs. And when Steph Curry stacked his team with Kevin Durant, of course he can continue to get there. But what can he do? Can he get there multiple times with just him being the number 1 with 1 co-star like Clay?
Well, he did.
Yeah, he did. He got there once, and then he got there a second time and lost. Guess what would have happened?
Well, he won in 22.
Hold on. Let's wait. Guess what would have happened after that second after the second finals run that he lost? Guess what would have happened if KD would have never joined? The Warriors would have never got back there.
Why do you think that?
Because how was they gonna get back there?
Because they had just won 72 games. They were still prime.
They won
There's
72
nothing to
games.
say
They don't mean they was getting back to the finals the next year.
I mean, there's nothing to suggest that they wouldn't have. They were still
It
all
is
prime,
something to
healthy.
suggest that they would have. Kevin Durant wouldn't have got him standing OKC or him going to the Houston Rockets like it was rumored for him to go. The Warriors wouldn't get back to the finals. And even if they did get back to the finals, they probably wouldn't go win it. I'm telling you, Kevin Durant saved the Warriors' legacy. That was it for them. They was going to get their two finals run, and then that was done after that.
Nah, I don't think that the Rockets would have. I mean, they wouldn't have been better. So if he left,
well, hold on, T Perfect. The Rockets took them to a game 7 with Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant was on the Warriors, and the Rockets almost beat them and went to a game 7. If CP3 wouldn't have tore his hamstring, they probably pulled that game 7 out. If James Harden didn't go 0 for 13 from 3,
it's Harden for you.
Oh, okay, but he got him to a game 7, and this is I think this was the year the Rockets had the number 1 record in the league. So how does Harden do that with CP3, and then you got the Warriors with KD, and the Rockets outperforming them and took them to a game 7? So what would have happened if KD would have went to the Rockets instead of going to Golden State?
I mean, it's a huge if, right? We don't know, like, if
okay, but yeah, Rockets, but let's play that game. What happens if Kevin Durant goes to the Rockets instead of Golden State?
I mean, you could call them the favorites for sure. I still think,
of course, and so him and James Harden would have had a ring. No more Golden State, and then guess what happened to them contracts after they done lost 2 years in a row? You think Clay, Draymond, and Curry all about to get max contracts? No, Draymond would have been gone because they let Harrison Barnes go. Draymond would have been gone, and that team would have slowly broke apart, just like Denver has done after their 1 ring, and just like Milwaukee has done after their 1 ring. That's how it happens. If you don't continue to win, you're not going to keep forking out the money as the owner to keep that core together. You're going to break it up and try something new. That's why Middleton is gone. That's why Drew Holiday is gone, because they didn't make it back to the finals. That's why Bruce Brown, Jeff Green, and Caldwell Pope is gone, because they didn't make it back to the finals. The same thing would have happened to Golden State. If KD didn't come and join them, they would have slowly broke that team up. First Draymond, then Clay, and then now we're trying to figure out how to retool around Steph Curry, and he would have been in the same situation that Jokic and Giannis is in right now.
For sure. I mean, Curry did win a ton of the title about like 2 years ago, 3 years ago.
Yeah, that was a hard reset, right? It was like I said, you can mentally get there one time, but he would have never he would have never got to that title in 22 because Draymond Green and Clay would have got broken up from that core. And then if Kevin Durant never agrees to a sign and trade in Brooklyn, they would have never got Andrew Wiggins out of the deal, which not Andrew Wiggins, they would have never got D'Lo out of the deal, who turned into Andrew Wiggins, who was the second most important guy on that playoff run.
Yeah, I mean, it's just, but when we say like we're just conjecturizing. Like we were saying none of them would have taken lesser money. They would all demand a max contract to stay on a Warriors team. I mean, maybe, but there's no way we can actually just say that's the case.
T-Perfect.
I mean, look at the landscape.
T-Perfect. Look at the landscape. It happened to Giannis. It happened to Jokic. Everyone who has won a ring in the last 5 or 6 years, if they don't continue to win, the core gets broken up. It wouldn't have been no different in Golden State. That's why Giannis is.
What if the Golden State wins this year?
Oh, you think Golden State go win this year?
I don't think they will. I mean, I think Boston's going to repeat.
All right, so what are we talking about then? Well, I mean, what are we talking about?
I'm just saying, what if? We're talking about what ifs. Like, what if they win? To me,
I'm talking about a what if this. I'm talking about a what if this probable. You talking about a what if this not probable?
I mean, they're in the playoffs. They did just lose again, though.
Yeah,
we'll see.
They're getting clapped, man. But I appreciate the call, brother.
Yeah, man. Good talking to you as always.
No doubt.
Have a good one.
Yep.